Continues to be a tough year with many problems and losses. This year has shocked us multiple times with unexpected losses. Let's talk about celebrities who have left us too early. Kobe Bryant. When Kobe Bryant left sport in 2016, it was definitely the end of an era. For 20 years, he was a legend in basketball, making Los Angeles Lakers a team to be reckoned with. His retirement was very sad for the fans, but the real tragedy came 4 years later when Kobe passed away unexpectedly in a helicopter crash. Bryant was a basketball icon that eclipsed even his own famous parents. Kobe Bryant was basketball royalty, born into the family of Joe Jellybean Bryant, who played professionally for 16 years. Kobe spent his childhood in Italy, moving to Europe when he was only 6. He was fluent in Italian, but never left his American roots or gave up his American dream. When his father, who previously played in Italy, retired, Bryant returned to the USA, where he became a sensation. He was so good that he was already on the level of NBA players when he was just in high school. Kobe decided to devote his life to basketball, so he didn't go to college and instead moved straight onto the NBA. He was a talented musician, and during high school had even signed a deal with Sony. Though his musical career failed, Kobe devoted all his time to basketball and it paid off. No one expected that the Lakers legend would pass away so early. In January, TMZ reported that Kobe's private helicopter crashed and there weren't any survivors. According to eyewitnesses, the helicopter's engine started sputtering before it went down. All 5 people on board, including 41-year-old Bryant himself and his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, perished in the fiery crash. Grant Imahara. One of the biggest Mythbusters talents was absolutely gorgeous with a screwdriver and a hammer. According to Wired, Grant was the only one from the team who actually had a technical degree. Of course, we loved him mostly for his work in the show, but he had other significant projects. You may not be very familiar with his face, but his works will always be remembered. Grant Imahara created the famous skeleton from The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. Everything started when Craig Ferguson started calling his Twitter followers the Robot Skeleton Army. Imahara offered to make the show host a robot skeleton. What was the price? Ferguson helped Imahara to reach 100,000 followers on Twitter. He had other significant works too, for example, R2-D2 and C-3PO from Star Wars. Grant Imahara wasn't the only Mythbuster to have worked on the Star Wars franchise. Adam Savage and Tori Belleci have built models, but Grant recreated R2-D2's droid unit. Grant was loved by many fans, but he had the most devoted fan in his girlfriend Jennifer Newman. She shared both his professional and personal interests and was a great life companion. In 2016, Grant Imahara popped the question in an LA restaurant in front of 250 guests. Newman's reply was, "Yeah." Unfortunately, the wedding never happened. Grant suffered a brain aneurysm and passed away in July. "I'm at a loss, no words," Adam Savage wrote on Twitter. We second that. Kelly Preston. The famous actress of the silver screen lost her battle with cancer this year. Her most famous movie was Jerry Maguire, where Kelly starred alongside Tom Cruise and Renee Zellweger. Kelly Preston's last movie, Off the Rails, will be released this year, and we are definitely going to watch it. She chose to keep her 2-year fight private and was always supported by her star husband, John Travolta. Kelly was an eligible bachelorette in the 80s when the whole world watched her high-profile romances. From George Clooney to Charlie Sheen, Kelly Preston was always at the center of the media's attention. But she found her true love in John Travolta, whom she married in 1991. "I did have sort of a flash," Preston once said in an interview for Pop Sugar. "I came out of a film, saw the poster for Grease, and I knew I'd be with him. I just knew. I was about 16 years old." They finally met on the set of The Experts in 1989 and felt an immediate connection. Preston and Travolta shared 3 children together, Ella, Benjamin, and Jet. Together they survived the most painful experience a parent can face, the demise of their 16-year-old son Jet. Kelly was a fighter, a good mom, a devoted wife, and a brilliant actress. Naya Rivera. This actress was a bright personality both on-screen and off-screen. She is remembered by many for her significant role as Santana Lopez in the cult TV show Glee. She was loved by her fans and co-stars, who were devastated by Naya's demise. Naya Rivera began her career as a child actor, starring in The Royal Family and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Despite her numerous gigs, Rivera was unable to find a job in Hollywood for years. For 5 years, she had occasional projects, but only became famous with her role in Glee. In 2009, she started playing Santana Lopez, a controversial cheerleader who discovered her sexuality. The character was so bright that Santana Lopez quickly moved from a minor character to part of the main cast. Naya Rivera's fame didn't only bring money and loyal fans, but also the attention of the media. Her relationships were publicly discussed and highlighted. She dated her co-star Mark Salling, was engaged to Big Sean, and married Ryan Dorsey. Her son Josie, who she sacrificed her life for, was born while Naya was married to Ryan. In July, the actress disappeared at Lake Piru after she rented a boat with her son Josie. The child had a life vest on, and an adult life vest was found on the boat. Josie told rescuers he and his mother had gone into the water to swim, but she did not return to the boat. Naya Rivera used the last of her strength to save her 4-year-old son before she died. Her fans are still writing touching comments on her last Instagram post. Naya will be forever missed.
My first Zoom glam party on Portal. Now, I need a super cute virtual holiday outfit. So,
Wow.
someone just flicked the switch.
Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick grew up in a huge family and always dreamed of becoming a writer-director. His mother was a nurse and his father worked in a textile factory, and Chadwick had to do everything himself to fulfill his dream. While Boseman studied at Howard University, he wanted to participate in a prestigious summer theater program at Oxford. However, he didn't have enough money to pay for himself. He was saved by Denzel Washington, who was a friend of one of Chadwick's teachers. Chadwick started acting to understand how to manage actors and how the production works. Boseman appeared in small roles on TV shows, but battled to make it big in Hollywood. Nobody called him, and he even thought about quitting acting. His luck took a turn for the better when he was cast in the movie titled 42. He played legendary baseball player Jackie Robinson, who was the first ever African-American to play Major League Baseball. It was a big break for Chadwick Boseman, whose career changed drastically. 4 years after, in 2016, Boseman landed the role of Black Panther, aka T'Challa. This role made him famous and beloved by many fans. But nobody can imagine how hard it was for Boseman to do all those action scenes. While reprising his role of Black Panther in 2 more installments of The Avengers, he was battling with colon cancer. He was diagnosed in 2016 and underwent multiple surgeries and chemotherapy. Chadwick never said anything about his condition or that he was fighting for his life. In one interview, he was asked about preparing for his role in Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman mysteriously answered, "Oh, you don't even know. You have no idea. One day I'll live to tell the story." And his story would be about a brave man who fought till the very last exhale. His fight ended on August 28th, when his heart stopped beating. Nick Cordero. Nick Cordero was a musical theater actor whose effortless charm brought him a series of tough guy roles on Broadway. He died at the age of 41 due to coronavirus complications. The actor spent 3 months in the hospital battling for his life. Nick Cordero's professional acting career began with Tony and Tina's Wedding in Toronto. Then, he worked for 2 years on cruise ships. He moved to New York City in 2007, and by 2008 he was starring in a small musical called The Toxic Avenger. In 2014, he gave an interview to the New York Times where he admitted that sometimes he is very soft. "The producer kept telling me, 'Get tough, get mean, get angry,' he said. 'But I'm a nice guy. I'm Canadian.'" Mr. Cordero's big break came in 2014 when he played Cheech, a gangster with a fondness for theater and a talent for tap. It was a musical adaptation of Woody Allen's 1994 film Bullets Over Broadway. He even received a Tony nomination for this role. He also played the abusive husband of the title character in Waitress and a mentoring mobster in A Bronx Tale. While Nick was hospitalized, his family was living in a guest house owned by the actor Zach Braff, his co-star in Bullets Over Broadway. Our condolences to the family and friends.